Hey everyone, Bill here, coming at you with a little bit of a different DIY video today. So this is a strategy that I am currently working on to hopefully be able to win some trades. I am trading cryptocurrency. I have not done any kind of forex or traditional stock market trading. This is something that I'm still in the process of trying to figure out. So this strategy I actually got off of YouTube from the channel Trade Pro, and this was a 1 minute strategy that he did, and I think he had like a 60% success rate. When I back tested it, it gave me a 53% success rate, but I do know that that can increase or decrease alone just based on how you set up your stop loss and take profit points. So if you don't set those up very well, it will cost you money in the sense that you will lose a trade. So anyway, by the way, none of this is financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only, education purposes only. I'm doing this, I'm actually learning from it as well. So I do not recommend anybody to, if you're not an experienced trader and you don't know what you're doing, please don't do this. But anyway, so he used a 1 minute strategy alone. This is the super trend. He uses 3 of them. Okay. And you go into your settings. I turn off the show buy sell signals because it gets a little crowded on the screen. So as you can see here, we got 12 and 3. If you look up here, you can see those numbers 12 and 3. So the other 2 you will set up as 11 and 2 and 10 and 1. Then you need the 200 EMA, which is what this blue line is right here. That's the exponential moving average. The other tool that you will need for it is the stochastic RSI, which is this down here. This other one is Market Cipher B. I don't use it right now. I'm still trying to figure out, any possible correlation to help identify, good or bad trades with it. Like I said, this is still in the works. I'm still trying to fine tune this strategy and see if I can make it work better. So anyway, basically how it works, if it's above the 200 EMA, you're looking to long only. If it's below the 200 EMA, then you're looking for shorts only. All right. So the strategy, like the original one here, we had this candle close below the 200 EMA, and we got a sell signal right here. So the RSI, really, it should be higher, like up here. So let's just say it was up here, then I would enter a short at the close of this candle once it confirms. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to select our short tool. Candle closed here. Okay. And then basically you would set your stop loss, somewhere up higher, like maybe probably up there to give it a little bit of breathing room. And then the target point with this strategy is always going to be around 1.5. It won't give you that, so we're just going to go with the 6.7. And realistically, 1.5 would probably be somewhere in here. So you could set your take profit, your limit take profit here. If you do a regular take profit, you're not going to make as much money because you get charged a taker fee. But if you do a limit take profit, then you get a maker fee, so you actually get a little bit of a rebate. You get a little more money for doing a limit order instead of a market order. So anyway, let's play this out with the first original strategy, okay, and see what happens. That was a losing trade. So what I did was I have incorporated the 2 minute window to help identify good or bad trades, right? So look, here we had a sell signal. According to this, it should have been a good entry, but if you look over at the 2 minute window, okay, the RSI is actually in the process of coming up. So that should have told us right there, do not enter this trade. And that is exactly why, because we lost. We would have lost that trade. So that's kind of how it works. I'm going to go through, we're going to try to find some good possible trade entries and see what goes on here. So now that we're above the 200 EMA, I'm looking for a long. And what I'm going to do is I want the RSI to come down here into the oversold territory before I start looking for a long. So we're going to play through here, coming down. That wasn't quite as low as I would have liked. Okay, that's a little better. So now we're at the very bottom. We're looking for a buy signal. Okay, so we actually got a buy signal right here. We're going to look at our 2-minute. Okay, the RSI on the 2-minute is coming down, so I would not enter this trade, although it would have been a winning trade. So this is like one of the parts that, whoops, I'm trying to look to maybe fine tune, and because there's a lot of times that like the rule set I have, it doesn't line up with what I'm trying to do, and it would have actually been a winning trade. So I'm in the process of trying to figure that out. But if you look there, see, it was a winning trade. We wouldn't have got stopped out. But let's try to see if I can find one that matches my rule set here. All right. Looking, all right, so this one gave a buy signal. Now, over here on the 2-minute, you can see that we have the RSIs at the bottom, which is good, but there's no buy signal on this candle. Ideally, I would like to see a buy signal at the same time on the 2-minute as I see on the 1-minute. So I personally would not enter this trade. Okay, and I will show you. Let's say, for instance, we did. I'll put my stop loss, I guess, at the bottom of that candle. All right, let's see what happens. Boom, we got stopped out. So that's why I would not have entered that trade, because there was no buy signal on that candle, okay, which is this one here. All right, let's see if we can find another one. Okay, so this one gave a buy signal, but I don't like it for a couple reasons. One, I have seen, it appears that these longer wicked candles like this, these longer bodied candles, increases the chances of possibly losing the trade. Not only that, the RSI, we're already kind of in the middle of the blue cloud here, so I don't really like that. However, it still would have ended up being a winning trade that I would have missed out on. So this is, again, something that I'm still trying to fine tune to make it a better strategy. I know with this current strategy though, I've back tested it. Looks like 108 trades and had a 79% success rate with it. So let's see what happens. Ooh, actually we may have been stopped out right where that stop loss is at. So 2466, 2467, almost. It almost stopped us out. I mean, that's pretty dang close. So as you can see, 2466, that one would have stopped us out. But look, so this is a perfect example of where you place your stop loss can greatly affect your winning success rate. If I'd have just opened it up a little bit more, that would have been a winning trade for sure. Okay, but you got to be careful with that, because if you open it up too much to get that 1.5 risk to reward ratio, you may end up coming up here to get that 1.5, and then it never gets hit, and it comes down and it stops you out. So you got to be really careful with how you place your stop loss and your exit point. So let's try to find another one here. Looking for another long. All right, we got a buy signal on this one. No buy signal on the 2-minute, so I wouldn't enter that. Let's try to find another one here. RSI is not as low as I would like on this one. Not only that, the candle's kind of long, so I probably wouldn't enter that either, even though that we do have a buy signal on the 2-minute. That's kind of, I don't feel comfortable with that. Not only that, the RSI on this candle is kind of in the middle of the cloud, so I would stay away from that. But if you set your stop loss right, you could have won that trade. This is not a perfect strategy by any means, and pretty much no strategy is for the most part. I am doing this, just to basically hopefully help somebody make some money as well as get some, input on it as to how I can possibly improve it to have a higher success rate. Other one of the things I don't like about this strategy is because of how I have it set up. It's a little bit harder to find entries. I would like to see more possible entries for it, but it is what it is. All right, so now we're below the 200 EMA. I'm going to be looking for a short. No sell signal on the 2 minute, so I'm not going to mess with it. Sell signal here, no sell signal on the 2 minute, so I wouldn't mess with it. Although that would have been a winning trade. Maybe not, it just depends. It's very possible it could have been. All right, another sell signal. All right, so here's one. I got a sell signal on the 1 minute. There's a sell signal on the 2 minute, but on the 2 minute, it's still above the 200 EMA. I want both time frames to be either above or below the 200 EMA if I'm longing or shorting. So I would not enter this trade. And that's why. See that? He would have been stopped out instantly. So, okay. All right, now in this particular situation, we had a buy signal in this one. It's still below the 200 EMA. Now this one also gave a buy signal, and it just closed right above the 200 EMA. We got a buy signal on the 2 minute. However, I don't like where it's at on the RSI here, so I wouldn't enter. But this is one of those situations where if I had entered, I would have been a winning trade. So, I'm still trying to, as I said, this is still in the works. I'm still trying to fine tune this thing and hopefully get better results and, more entries. All right, looking for a long. All right, we got a buy signal here, or a long signal, whatever you want to call it. Nothing on the 2 minute. Keep going. We had another one here, but the RSI is in the middle of the cloud. I don't like that. I wouldn't have entered, even though that we had a buy signal or long signal on the 2 minute. And I'll show you. Okay, if we set this up, we'll do just below 200 EMA. 1.5. Looks like we may have actually won that trade. But there are some times that you won't because of the RSI already being in the middle. All right, so this closed below the 200 EMA. We got a sell signal or short signal. Don't like where the RSI is, so I'd leave that one alone. Let's see, another one. We're above on the 2 minute, not going to mess with it. All right, let's see if we can find a long entry. All right, nope, don't like that. Don't like where the RSI is, so I wouldn't mess with that. Nope, RSI is too high. Let's keep going, try to find another one. All right, long, no, on the 2 minute. It's a big candle, I don't like that, even though that we got a buy signal on the 2 minute. But let's just enter it and see what happens. All right, so we're going long, we're gonna do our stop loss, probably, maybe there. There we go. 1.5. All right, let's see what happens. And it would have been a winning trade. So as you can see, my rule set that I have doesn't always, sometimes it costs me a winning trade because I wouldn't have entered based on the rule set that I have. So again, not a perfect strategy, but that's kind of what's going on here. All right, looking for another long entry. All right, got a long signal here. Let's see where we're at on the 2 minute. Okay, so this looks like a pretty good one. We have a long entry on this one. Our RSI is in a good spot on both time frames, so let's go ahead and enter a long here. We're going to set our stop loss, I guess, apparently hate how this particular coin, it doesn't really let me go. I would like to put it in between these two spots right here, but it won't let me, so we'll go with the bottom one. All right, 1.5, there we go. Boom, winning trade, see that? Now what you can do, if you really want to maximize your profits, so if you take and you enter if you enter a limit order right at the top here, which is the 24.84, you can cash out half of it, do a limit order, and take out 50% of your profits. And as soon as that gets hit, you can move your stop loss to just above your entry to guarantee profits. So that way, if it keeps going up like this, you can, you know, maximize it. And really, if you do a trailing stop loss, that would be better, because then it would follow it up as it goes up. So you wouldn't have made that much more on this based on that, but it's still more than if you just cashed everything out right here at that target point. So anyway, that's kind of how it works. As I said, it's not a perfect strategy by any means, but I do have a decent success rate with it. As far as back testing goes, you know, it's 79%. I will be hopefully doing another video in the future to show in real time, using the strategy in real time with real trades, to show you, you know, that it does in fact work or doesn't work, whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. But I do plan on doing another video later on showing it in real time with real trades, real money, so we can see, you know, how good it or effective it is. Anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this was educational and informative for all of you, and y'all have a good day. Good luck trading.